What is up? This is a video contribution to the series hosted by Domari Nolo about the Articles of the Confederation versus the United States Constitution. A study of the differences between the two documents and how we came to use the ones we came to use. In part two of Haas's video, he talked briefly about the Declaration of Independence, and I immediately thought to an excerpt of the book that Doug Carlton recommended that I read, The Hologram of Liberty. And in this Hologram of Liberty, I'm thumbing through it. I should have marked it. He has listed the men who signed the Declaration of Independence, the results of the consequences of what happened when they signed it, as far as their particular property. All right, and this is what Mr. Kenneth Royce talks about as he picks on people that are patriot light, as in, like, you know, all the appearances of a real patriot, yet half the calories. And this is in a section. This is on chapter 11, page 9. For those of you who have the Hologram of Liberty book, there were no patriot lights on 4th July, 1776. The price paid by many of the signers was staggering. Francis Lewis had his home burned and his wife tortured by the British for 2 years. She died shortly after her release. John Hart's home was looted and burned. His ailing wife died. His 13 children were scattered. He eluded capture by sleeping in caves. The 1,000-acre estate of Lewis Morris was ransacked and burned. His home was destroyed, his cattle butchered, and his family driven off. Richard Stockton was imprisoned and repeatedly beaten at the brink of starvation. His home was destroyed, his papers burned. Carter Braxton saw virtually every merchant ship he owned sunk or captured. He was forced to sell off his land. Thomas Nelson Jr. led 3,000 Virginia militia against the British. Redcoats took refuge in his own home, so he turned a cannon on it. Now, I wanted to bring that up because in the case of the Revolution, I think it's key, the price that they paid in this unanimous decision that they came to at the Declaration of Independence, leading into the Articles of Confederation, which too required unanimous decision. So I wanted to bring that up and kind of shoehorn my thought in there and make those of you who aren't aware realize that it wasn't no joke, man. I mean, these guys signed this paper while there were British forces in the United States at that time. It wasn't like, oh, there were no soldiers and they signed this thing and they had 3 months to hide and do whatever. I mean, this was hardcore. And also, it was unprecedented. You hear some criticisms on the Constitution, and it's almost presented in an armchair quarterback sort of fashion. But the ideas of democracies and a peasant Congress, for lack of a better term, was highly unprecedented. The closest thing to democracy, correct me if I'm wrong, would be the examples of Greece, which had a Senate. However, they were still under a single divine right king. So I just wanted to put that in context, the price paid and the unprecedented nature of these Renaissance men attempting to form an enlightened governing body. All right, y'all take care. We'll see you soon.